This week.
PlayStation VR2 barely launched 2 weeks ago, and we're about to get slammed with another round of quality games. Never mind the fact that Saints & Sinners Chapter 1 and 2 are hitting PSVR2 next week on the 21st, because this week we're getting the game that we've been asking for over 6 years now. The follow-up to Until Dawn Rush of Blood, called The Dark Pictures, Switchback. Just like the first, it's an on-rails roller coaster light gun shooter with some pretty terrifying horror elements from the Dark Pictures anthology. Everything from vampires to sadistic serial killers out for blood. The developers over at Free Lives this week let everyone know that the PSVR2 update to Gorn wouldn't be free or even a paid upgrade for anyone who already bought it on PSVR1. So what was their reasoning? Quote, "Unfortunately, it will not be a free upgrade. You will need to purchase the new PSVR2 version as it will be a whole new title." Now, unless they're adding 20 new arenas and bosses and doubling the number of weapons, which of course is totally possible, but doubtful, I'm failing to see how Gorn's situation is different than After the Fall, or Pistol Whip, or Swordsman, or Puzzling Places, Job Simulator, or No Man's Sky. Generally, they've been ports of the PC version of the game, with added adaptive trigger and headset rumble support. So what makes Gorn different? I guess we'll have to wait and find out when it launches, later this week. Saints & Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution is launching on PSVR2 March 21st, but there's great news for anyone who hasn't played the first game yet, because not only will Chapter 1 be launching on the same day as Chapter 2, but they're bundled together on the store for just $60, which is possibly one of the best deals on PSVR2 at the moment. And this week we got a bit of a clarification from Skydance Interactive. If you already own Saints & Sinners Chapter 1 on PSVR1, only owners of the Tourist Edition will get the free upgrade on PSVR2. For everyone else who owns the Standard Edition, the upgrade will cost $10, even if you got it for free on PlayStation Plus. Now, even though the messaging from Skydance wasn't great on this one, Saints & Sinners was one of the best games on PlayStation VR, so getting to play through it all over again with better lighting, better controls, and just an overall better experience for just $10? I've got to admit, that's not a bad deal at all. Drunken bar fight developer and prolific port studio VR Monkey announced this week that their PSVR2 kart racer Galaxy Kart has gone gold. So what does that mean exactly? Well, it means the game is done, passed certification, and is being scheduled for release sometime soon. Now let's hope it has support for my G29 racing rig, because I've been jonesing for some Mario Kart VR action ever since purchasing my go-kart in GT7. Lo-fi is such an anomaly. We so frequently see games from smaller dev teams that have a cartoonish look to them and say, hey, that's what indie games look like. But Blair Renaud is developing lo-fi completely on his own, and if I have my facts right, he's doing it in his spare time and releasing it whenever the it's done. And you've got to admire that, especially when it's open world, gives you the freedom to do whatever you want, and looks as good as any AAA game on the platform. We really hope this one turns out to be good. And while there's no official release date quite yet, it is supposedly coming this year, and as of this week, you can now wishlist it on the PlayStation Store.
Quit being so paranoid.
Capcom announced this week that they've discovered a game-breaking bug in the VR version of Resident Evil Village. In House Beneviento, after acquiring the Breaker Box key but before encountering Baby, it's possible to enter the medicine room through the door in the study. This door should be locked under normal circumstances, and by going through there's a possibility to acquire the fuse without ever encountering Baby. Doing so will leave you unable to progress any further in the game beyond this point. So keep this in mind while playing, but also know that Capcom is working to get this issue fixed ASAP. Speaking of patches, one of our favorite launch games got a performance update this week. If you were experiencing frame rate issues with Funktronic's newest game, The Light Brigade, those should be a thing of the past. The Light Brigade update added a ton of bug fixes, improved image quality, new difficulty modes, and now runs at a native 90 FPS.
Into the Valley of Death.
After asking fans if they'd be interested in a War Thunder spin-off for PSVR2, developer Gaijin Entertainment revealed exactly that, an aerial combat online action game called Aces of Thunder. According to Gematsu, the game will be focused on the legendary planes of World War II, such as the American fighter P-51 Mustang and British Spitfire, at first, while future add-ons will bring combat aircraft from other eras. Aces of Thunder is being developed by a new in-house team at Gaijin Entertainment, whose members have experience working on War Thunder. The game's release date is yet to be announced. Every week, Amazing Game Cat and friend of the channel, Professor Lilith, organizes a multiplayer meetup to give some PSVR1 or PSVR2 games some love and attention. It happens every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and this week we'll be playing racing sim Gran Turismo 7. Make sure you buy your go-karts from Brand Central before heading in, and then join us over on Discord to party up. If you can't make today's meetup, don't worry. It happens every week at the same time, so make sure you click the link in the description below to join our Discord and join us for the next one.
This week.